What's up, everybody? All right, this is Boxing Vibes Podcast coming to you live. We got my man JD, we got JD, and I'm Q. You know what I'm saying? And we coming to you, and we want to know today, how do y'all feel about Canelo and light heavyweight? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel about the guys out there? You got guys out there that's ready to fight Canelo at light heavyweight. Do you think he should stay there and duke it out with the guys? I don't even know all their names. My man's they're gonna update y'all on all the names because I'm not too sharp in the light heavyweight division. But what do y'all think? Personally, I feel like Canelo he'll stay somewhere, and it's certain guys that he might avoid. I feel like he's done a great job with De La Hoya's done a great job in his career because they've put him in spaces that he could be great in, and I think he's an amazing fighter. But at the same time, I don't really see him cleaning house. I don't see him being a hungry hippo of a division to where I ain't gonna let nobody even be in my space that's relevant. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something I would like to see because you got guys that's still up there that's could be a real threat, and he'll pretty much jump to another division. You know what I'm saying? Instead of cleaning house where he at. So that's how I feel about it from that standpoint. But I'm gonna let my man Jay lead on who would you like to see him fight at light heavyweight?
Now, shoot, who would I like him to see? I definitely would like to see him fight Better Beef. I think I would like to see him fight him. But first off, I don't think he's gonna do it. I think, Q, as you just said, Oscar's been quite savvy in how he's laid out, the plan for Canelo and being able to pick, spots and catch weights and people at the right time to attack him. And what Canelo just did, to me is why I kind of feel in boxing, for you to consider yourself a division champ, a champ of a division, I personally think you need to have to at least defend your title, fellas, maybe 3 times. I think if I go to a division, I should have to be able to defend that title about 3 times before you consider me that a champ of that division. Because this is where you get into the whole boxing game of where people will jump, like what Canelo did against Kovalev, into the light heavyweight division, snag that title off of Kovalev, a defeated, old age, washed up Kovalev, and then now he's going to run back down to the middleweight division, probably never to return until the light heavyweight division again. But nevertheless, when you all hear him, his whole resume laid out, he will be a X amount division champ. But I really don't. It's Better Be is the name, but honestly, when it comes to Canelo, man, I don't think he's honestly going back to the light heavyweight division. So my take, man, it was just a whole ploy. They caught Kovalev at a good time to snag a title and beat up on a washed up fighter.
Okay, cool. So what's your take on it, Jay? What you think?
So I'm going to say this. Canelo has had, and this is just saying what you all have said in a little different way, and it's just not necessarily to be more incendiary, but to call it what it is. They've put him in spots that were always advantageous to his legacy and to whatever opponent he was going against. And that's not a bad thing, but it does kind of, when you closely examine his resume, you're kind of like, okay, you got a name, you put some names on there, but the catch weights, where I think he went up to, I think he decided on a higher catch weight to fight Amir Khan, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
They went up to a higher weight.
Because Amir Khan was crazy. He was crazy for accepting that.
Well, Amir Khan's just been chasing the bag for a while, between Pacquiao, Mayweather, those guys. But you look at the placement of his weights at certain times, and it was strictly advantageous to him depending on who the opponent he was fighting. Which, with Kovalev, like you said, he caught him at a good time. But there's a lot to examine with Canelo's resume when you're like, okay, he has a decent name on there, but like you said, he's never ruled in a division. Definitely didn't rule the welterweight division. I'm not. Maybe he was the man at 154. That's the one division I think he had a sustained run in, but that's not really anything. That hasn't been Canelo's MO. It's been to place him in opportunistic such scenarios to where he is in a win-win. Like even with Mayweather, when he was so young fighting him, one of the things we were saying was, even if he takes an L, it's not going to be that big a deal. Number one, he's young. Number two, we know Mayweather's probably not going to knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a money chase, money grab for a promotion where your promoters are eating off of that and everybody's getting paid for a big mega fight. And I remember, shout out to Dan Raphael, he was doing a little bit of promoting on his own, I feel. He was on ESPN and they were interviewing him. He's like, yeah, this is going to be a great fight, big fight, blah, 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 blah. And then he said, I don't know how Canelo's going to win. But I'm like, that's where you stop right there. If you don't know how he's going to win, I don't know how it's going to be a great fight. So with Canelo, going back to the main point, him fighting in the light heavyweight division, Beater Beef is nice. I will say this, that Dimitri Bivol actually said he was willing to go down to middleweight, which I think with Canelo's track record of fighting at catchweights, I think that's a fight that's willing to be made. That should be made if he's willing to sacrifice 15 pounds to jump in the ring with Canelo. And then you look at it, it's a bigger division than people think about because you still got Badu Jack there, you got Marcus Brown. They say on ESPN, Canelo Alvarez is third ranked light heavyweight, below Dimitri Bivol and Beater Beef. And then you still have the guy who dethroned the lineal champ in Adonis Stevenson and Bostic, if I'm not mistaken.
You got was it Alida Alvarez, the one who knocked out Kovalev? Remember the one who upset Kovalev? He's in there too. So,
but he's since kind of. But
But I'm saying there are fighters, like you said though. To your point, there are fighters that if Canelo honestly still wants to fight in that division, there's some dudes he could still fight even if it's not Beterbiev or Bivol. Yeah,
but there's some dogs at light heavyweight, and it's not gonna happen. And to be honest with aside from his BS 168-pound super middleweight title that he won, he beat a legitimate light heavyweight champion. And at every other weight class he's been at, he's beat legitimate champions. It's just been a lot of his filler fights have been BS. When you see an Amir Khan fight, or even when the Lara fight, you don't get another Lara fight and he moves on. And, there's some fights that you look at, you're like, hey, he could have taken the tougher road, the more entertaining road to truly be great instead of, and I don't want to say manufacturing greatness, but it's cutting corners.
That's what it is, though, bro. That's what it is.
You cut corners. And to me, there'll always be a part of me that's a little bit reserved about how I feel about his greatness as far as just handing him just an all-time great card just because, he cut those corners. And granted, Floyd Mayweather started cutting corners, but he was a dog, and then he started looking at the longevity of his career and he had earned that right at that point.
Yeah.
Canelo was getting those breaks a little before he earned it. So I don't know.
Canelo don't have.
It's a dangerous division to be in because if we all recall, he was actually losing that fight against Kovalev.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Canelo don't have, like you say, the Floyd. He don't have his pretty boy Floyd moment. Because one thing about Floyd, as much as I criticize Floyd as money, pretty boy Floyd, bro, you ain't want no problem with pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? You could have pretty boy Floyd. He did his thing, and he was a beast out there, man. I mean, it was hard. It's hard to really, you know what I'm saying? Money it's sort of easy because he picked his spots, and it's about the paydays. You know what I'm saying? I can't never knock nobody for getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I can knock him is for fights you left on the table that would have been big money fights, but you still, you know what I'm saying? Because I could go with that formula as long as you didn't take less money to fight somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we did that when it was a more dangerous fight, like Tony Margarita, for example, when he fought Carlos Bottomilk. You know what I'm saying? That was a perfect example of you fought an old Bottomilk when Margarita was that boy. But I understand why you did it. You took less money because Margarita, they offer you more money, but you know, that's the game. It's about he probably wouldn't have that old. But the old end up paying dividends in a whole other way. That, you know what I'm saying, if he took an L, he would have probably take a back seat, would have to take tough fights to get back to a level which you probably would have lost more fights because you can't just pick and choose.
Or like when he got that golden ticket from Oscar De La Hoya and then Magic was retired on him and never fight him
again.
Never fought him again.
Because you could have got more money to fight Oscar De La Hoya
a second time.
And you would have been an ace. You would have been an A side, bro. But that versus Pacquiao, which is right now Pacquiao legacy to me is better than Mayweather because personally, I think his career is better. You know, other people don't mean shit to me. If it meant something on the totality of most boxing fans, I feel like we won't be talking about Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than just a damn old.
Because we don't.
And Joe Calzaghe was 46-0. We don't talk about his ass. And you know what I'm saying? We talk about the great